Hey, what's up, Yoon fam? It is I,
Mark Yoon.
Today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you today is an update to yesterday's patch 2.25 video. In that video I went over a couple of the weird things I saw in it and just glossed over the overall pack and what was in it. Today we're not really going to talk about too much about it, but we're going to actually show the full patch notes for the battle adjustments. I wanted to separate it in two separate videos because we had that weird jack-o'-lantern from Soul Calibur 4. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on that before we delved into anything deeper into the pack, and I didn't want people that were just there for the battle adjustments to feel neglected or feel like I wasn't covering the whole thing and just linking it below. So there were 15 pages of patch notes total for the battle adjustments, and these are for all the characters, including movement and nerfs and buffs and all the usual stuff. It seems like one character set apart from the rest got hit the hardest, and that would be Setsuka. She has an entire page worth of notes, whereas opposed to every other character has about, I would say, 1/3 of a page. So it's really a lot that they've hit her with. They have improved some aspects of her character, but mostly it looks like they're nerfing things like soul gauge refill and movement speed and whatnot. But I'm going to talk about Setsuka's, just because it's the most relevant of this patch. And then after that, I'm just going to show on screen for about 22 to 30 seconds each other page of the 15 pages of patch notes. So feel free to pause it on any given character that you see that you would like to actually know a more in-depth description or detail of. The only reason I do that is because other times when we do every single character, these turn into like 45-minute videos. That being said, we're going to jump right into it. And it says that Setsuka is a technical character who can gain significant combo damage and soul gauge through more difficult inputs. In exchange, her soul gauge fills more slowly, so the more skilled the player is, the more their dedicated practice comes into play. In version 2.25, we've adjusted some unintended behaviors, as well as managed balance adjustments mainly to lethal hits to address cases in which combo damage or soul gauge gain were higher than intended. Previously, while charged with the down hold down or the up hold up A plus B AA could trigger a ring out in many different situations. However, regardless of her difficult techniques, it was decided that it didn't suit Setsuka to have such powerful comeback moves, so this attack can no longer trigger a ring out. So here's a few nerfs. First nerf, visual adjustments. Defeat animations. This is a neutral, not a nerf or buff. Setsuka will show different emotions with certain opponents, which is a little nice because I like those the conversational things where characters are a little bit different with each other. Behavior adjustment. To her back, hold back B plus A, or her directional down and right hold, or over and over hold, directional up A plus B. During Shrouded Sky A and second stage, after reversal edge hits with K, the opponent will now face forward when guarding the attack from behind. Alright, guard impact versus opponent's attack for the third time during Shrouded Sky. Adjusted the amount of opponent clips into the wall when sent flying by the attack. This change is made to show regular follow-ups to be performed even when the opponent is launched into nearby a wall. Training mode only. Lengthen the input window to make it easier to perform this move. A regular A plus B. Reduce the attack's forward movement when the movement is performed close to the opponent in order to prevent clipping. This change was made to reduce the possibility that the characters will become unaligned. Lengthen the input window to make it easier to perform. The attack will now be treated as being successful input even if it is the input after shifting from down, directional right, and right. Adjusted the input so it's successful when the command guarding will now prioritize over guarding over the regular attack. And here's a couple nerfs of the character. Vernal Reflection. Fix an issue in which Vernal Reflection of 3 visions cannot be counted when both character attacks strike at the same time. Look at these. Okay, now we have the character now faces the opponent after the attack lands. Set the timing in which the character is treated in being in crouching state after the motion up hit finishes, and this attack is meant to return the character to a crouching state. Fixed an issue in which successfully inputting down, directional right, down, A, and then holding B fast, tapping B, or down directional left, left, down directional right, A, and tapping B fast would result in either a soul gauge bonus for inputting the down directional left and reverse the same, or the soul gauge bonus for successfully using the fast input instead of both. Change the attack's direction from thrust to upward. Enlarge the attack's vertical hitbox. Decreases the attack's forward movement when the opponent is in close range or behind the character. Fixed an issue in which hitting the airborne opponent would launch them upwards rather than knock them back into the ground. Fixed an issue in which remaining soul charge time would not be consumed when performing this attack. Adjusted the opponent's animation hit to make it easier to hit them into a wall. This change will reduce the cases in which characters receiving damage do not hit the wall regardless of whether or not the wall has been destroyed. The opponent now faces forward when the attack lands. These are all into the nerfs, by the way. Added scaling to the combo damage when the attack lands as a lethal hit. This is during Wings of Heaven. Your right and B, reduce the size of horizontal hitbox to make it harder to hit the opponent when they are moving to the side or strafing. Added scaling to the move's combo damage. Another debuff or nerf is right and A plus B. Decrease the move's damage. This change only applies to a simple command over A plus B. The base damage for while crouching, the down right, A tapping B remains unchanged. The damage adjustment was made in respect to the character's power as a guaranteed punishment and its ability to interrupt special stances. Another balance adjustment for down hold down or up hold up, A plus B. Decrease the amount of soul gauges filled when the attack lands a lethal hit. And while in soul charge state, change the attack's properties so that it cannot trigger a ring out. This change was made to inhibit the excessively high ring out properties, the attack and certain combos held under certain conditions. So as we can see, Setsuka was hit quite a bit, and like I said, I'm going to show you guys on screen the rest of the patch notes now, so you can pause them if you find a character that meets your inquiries. Beyond that, there hasn't been too much of a change outside of that. still think there's a lot of weird stuff that was in this patch. It was probably one of the weirder patches we've seen so far, or some would call it spooky. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank you for watching. We're going to bring this video to a close, and as always, thank you.
And thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Have you always wanted some sweet Mark Yoon merch? Maybe a thick U shirt, maybe a shirt from Squirt, maybe my pretty face with my logo all over your body, or a throw pillow, or blanket, or anything? Well, you're in luck, because I just launched my merch store, and it is going to be available on Redbubble, and you will find a link to it in my description box down below. It's got a lot of quality content, and a lot of good stuff for you to pick up, so you can show your support for the channel, and just rep Mark Yoon.